Do you need paper, by the way? You need paper? You got, okay. Oh, we're being live streamed. Finding the best in things. And this is inspired again by a podcast that I mentioned to you guys maybe a few weeks ago that I've really been liking recently called Creative Pep Talk. And this is an idea that he shared that I have turned into a writing prompt for us all. Chiming in from the Midwest. Woo! I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. If you ever want to come down. Boston, Massachusetts. Kenya. Wow. Thank you for being here. Wow. I love when we have multiple continents represented all at once. I know we have a lot of folks from Europe too. Okay, I think South America actually also tunes in. So let's get started. Let's look at these. I have a few fun, interesting quotes about finding the best in things, which kind of like sounds like a cliche, which we were talking about cliches last week, obviously, but I feel like it's actually easier said than done. So a couple quotes. This one is unknown, this first one. I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. Basically that idea of, you're pointing at me, but three fingers point right back at you, right? Another one from David Lynch. Negativity is the enemy of creativity. Love that one. Last one, Percival Wilde. Every art contains within it an even greater art, conceals a greater art. This one is what kind of inspired this concept for me. The idea that you might see some art and think that it's bad or it's superficial or it's not that great. And then there's always something deeper where you could find something positive, you could find something beautiful in it. So we're going to try to experiment with that in our first exercise. And I have basically one exercise that we're just breaking up into 3 parts. So I'm going to have 5 minutes per piece. So first one is, and this is kind of fun, I want you to try to think of something like a piece of art or, cultural artifact of some kind that you consider to be bad, or something that's like popular, but it annoys you or you dislike it, or something that you do like, but you feel like it's shallow or it's like a guilty pleasure. Just take a few minutes. I'm going to actually give like just 3 minutes to think about this. You might come up with a couple of them. Ooh, we have people in the waiting room. The example that he used in his podcast, and I totally agree with, would be the band Creed. They're kind of made fun of. People see them as sort of like not that good, sort of shallow or something, but like they're quite popular. So think of a couple things that strike you in that way. 3 minutes for that thought exercise. Okay, time is up. I actually really struggle with that. Sometimes I make up these workshops and I'm like, I have this idea and I'm so excited about it. And then I'm like, I couldn't quite think of that many. Um, I will share with the whole room in just another moment. There's some people that were late in person for the workshop. So I'm going to share the second part of this and then reshare with the rest of the room. So now, hopefully, like me, you were able to come up with at least a couple things. So the first part of the exercise was to try to think of a few examples of artworks that you like, that they're very popular, but you don't like them and they like weird you out, or that they're always just made fun of and considered bad, or something that you like that's a guilty pleasure, that you're like kind of embarrassed that you like it, that kind of thing. Now what I want you to do is look at those things, try to find that concept of the artwork behind the artwork in those things. What is the reason that so many people like them? What is the potential good quality of them? And see if you can pull out a couple themes there and write this down in any way that you like. We can do another 3 minutes for that. Something positive in there, even those guilty pleasures. All right, time is up. Now, that part, I feel like my gears were turning a little more. I started to see some of the elements that are going to be useful in our actual writing exercise. So, if you were able to stumble across some things that were hopefully a little surprising or at least interesting for you to grab a hold of, I personally had 3 things that I chose, and I realized a common bond that is in all 3 of those things that are my guilty pleasure, popular thing, whatever. You don't have to find that common bond, but if you do see a trend or a theme or something you want to explore, choose one or two elements and now write from that perspective. You can either take, for example, the artwork, like maybe there's a artist like the band Creed is what we're using as the example of the made fun of group. If you want, you can actually do something in that style. If you want to really push yourself and think, okay, I'm going to write a Creed song now, you can do that, or you can just explore that theme and that characteristic. For me, all those three things are transportive. So I'm going to write about that essence of transportiveness that can be found in art that I love. So find that good thing and explore that. We have like, I'm going to give us like 8 minutes on this so you can really let yourself go, be creative, write in any format that you want. Maybe it's in the form of a song, maybe it's a poem, maybe it's just free form, whatever works for you. 8 minutes. And then we're going to have one little mini exercise and 5 minutes to share. All right, time is up. So before we conclude and have our 5 minutes to share, I hope you found something meaningful in this. By the way, I really did. I'm really quite surprised with what I came up with. Um, I just wanted to invite you to take 1 minute to apply this concept to your own work. I want you to take 1 minute to take this concept, finding that good thing, even in that Creed song or that single that you hate from that band, and apply that to your own work and what you're capable of, what you make, things you might look down on in yourself or think aren't blank enough about what you create. I just 1 minute. You can write it down or you can just literally think about it. I just wanted to invite you to do that. Whatever you thought of. Okay, time is up. We have 5 minutes to share, and I'm going to take off my headphones for this so that the people in the room can hear. And as a reminder for anyone who speaks, you can raise your own emoji hand, or you can.
Can't hear you.
How about now? I think it must be hearing me now because I see the captions are back. Okay, great. So who would like to speak? I'm going to let everyone in the room hear you. We've got like a whole group that's participating in the workshop live in Louisville. Okay. You guys are not going to believe this. They're actually doing like utility work on the building and they just turned off the power. So, okay, Edith.
We're back though.
First poem in 5 years.
Yes, I'm not even necessarily just poem. I feel like it's a little bit
Guys,
more.
can you be quiet just for this moment? Sorry, just for Eden to talk. Just for 1 second. Go ahead.
It's just been a minute. Grateful that I'm able to share this, and like I saw myself like getting back in tune with my body writing. So I kind of didn't follow the prompt necessarily fully.
Good.
But I've been working on an art project along the lines of healing through kink, and it honestly has impacted more than just like the physical healing, but being able to see yourself from other perspectives. So I said, the way I see myself isn't always true. Sometimes release views are painful, but the way I see pain has changed. So twisted. Pain is not limited or limiting or isolating. Pain can illuminate. Pain can light the way through shifts. Yes, shifts of you. Perspective is everything, no? Take notes from what pains you. What hurts? Can you seek the root and transmute the pain to pleasure? Pleasure is everything, no? Now the way I see myself still is not always true. Imposter syndrome is a bitch. But now I have the perspective to transmute.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's incredible.
For allowing space.
All from just a simple little prompt. I'm so amazed by this time we get to spend together. Did anyone else in here want to share anything? Or maybe there was someone else, were you wanting to share yours?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know we're over time now, so if anyone has to next week. Wow, thank you for being here. Okay, let's see what
Oh,
Rachel has
hi.
to say.
Hello, everybody out in the world. So I said a lot of, are we saying what we like, the things that were prompted?
You can
Whatever.
whatever part you want.
Basically just really silly things like TikTok dances, rom-coms, walks on the beach, that kind
All
of
things that
stuff.
are generally
All
ascribed to the
things that are-
feminine.
Right. So I find those silly, but I also enjoy them. But what I found out of that was creativity, self-expression, love, and processing in those things. And so I just said, I thought to myself, I titled it A Date with the Sun. And just kind of was having like a day with myself, or like my inner child, like thinking about myself as a kid. She sits in the garden, this in her eyes. They look up for love from the rays. She doesn't know what this life will be today, but the wind whispers, "Wee." Her hand holds the grass and they talk about their day. She laughs with song, remembering she has no wings, but she can still fly. She buries her nose in the earth for one final kiss before they part ways. Until then. Yeah.
I love that. I've never heard you write it before. Okay. All right, everyone. I will sign off for now. I cannot wait to see you again next week. And sorry for the weird little Wi-Fi moment. Bye, everyone.